any more insight on what's going to happen with Sunac?
Well, absolutely. As you say, investors watching this name very, very closely to see whether we do get this first possible default from Sunac. And as you mentioned, it's the fourth largest by sales. And Sunac, along with the other host of larger developers, was really hit by this second wave of stress in the property crisis. It's one of those names that at one point investors really thought was too big to fail, wouldn't be allowed to sort of fail in a comprehensive way. And that's really what investors are looking at very, very closely. I think if we do see a substantive failure at Sunac, that would be a very important marker that even these firms that are, were once sort of bastions of the property market are still under enormous pressure. The other thing to watch out with Sunac, of course, is today we have this coupon payments coming the end of the grace period, about $30 million. But Sunac has also already missed the initial deadlines on 3 other coupons, according to bondholders. So there is this flurry of payments. It initially looked perhaps that Sunac could be just using those grace periods. But of course, if we do get into a default situation, that will risk cross-defaulting on the other bonds and may precipitate some kind of much broader restructure. And if we do see that type of restructure at a firm like Sunac, it will sort of draw up more questions for other similar names like Shimao, Vanke, that have also faced some stress.
Yeah, you talk about some of these other players, and of course, Evergrande, that continues to be a concern too. What are we seeing when it comes to the pressures on those bonds?
Well, I think when we look at the sort of distressed and defaulted names such as Evergrande, the bond prices really are still quite under a significant amount of pressure, really reflecting that concern that although a lot of investors came in quite bullish, thinking that there was an opportunity here with the default, actually prospects have really sort of lagged. And that's particularly made worse, of course, because of all of these lockdowns in China. We really aren't able to move forward with a lot of the restructuring, a lot of the meetings, etc., that just, the pragmatics of what needs to happen to see a bond proposal. As far as we know, that's going to come at the end of July. But of course, we are still continuing to watch whether Evergrande's able to proceed at a pace. And then with the other developers that haven't yet defaulted, I think along with Sunac, we are watching very, very closely to see whether that stress ripples through. But of course, the new factors of lockdowns and of a slowing economy are really starting to weigh. And what's more, even though we are seeing the government kind of using infrastructure to help build and boost the economy, these private developers are, of course, not playing a key role in that.